Welcome to Life Coach 180 with yours truly, Ben Lopez, aka DJ Lopez. And I hope that you can hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to touch as many lives as possible and just encourage as many as I can. And you're a big part of it. So you're a big part of this community. And by you sharing this, it gives me an opportunity to continue to share my story and share the gifts that God has given me to impact the world that needs it. So today we're going to be talking about breaking negative thought patterns. Breaking negative thought patterns. To break negative patterns of thought, you must be aware you have negative thoughts. Most people never realize they're having negative thinking. However, you know they are because you can see them acted in their behavior. We're no different. We must take time to become aware of how we react to our automatic thinking. Just like checking the Carfax for any errors in a vehicle before you purchase it, you must check the thought facts. Are they really reality or just an error in our thoughts? Let me provide an example. So last night I was putting away the dishes to help my wife decompress a little as she had frustration occur because a certain incident had taken place in that evening. As I put the clean dishes away, I noticed she was putting the dirty dishes and mixing them in with the clean ones. She didn't realize what she was doing, and I reminded her, honey, you're mixing in the dirty dishes with the clean dishes. That was a big mistake on my part because like men, we have our own men caves, right? Women have their own women caves and they tend to be the kitchen, at least for my wife. This one was her pet peeve. She knows how she wants her kitchen clean. Now let's use this example for breaking negative thought patterns. This is going to allow us to kind of break it down together and you can kind of see the flow of these steps. You can imagine I was upset. How dare she not allow me to help her? Who does she think she is? How many men help their wives in the kitchen? That was my justified thought. Instead, they lounge in the living room relaxing and asking for a drink while they flip the channel to the TV. So what did I do? I barged out of the kitchen, upset, fuming, like a volcano about to erupt. Now do me a favor, let's rewind. Remember, just like checking the Carfax, check your thought facts. Was it really reality? Was it so extreme that it means she didn't love me? Does she think less of me? Am I an incompetent El Guapo Mr. Clean? Not at all. Can you relate? Have you messed up an amazing end of an evening simply by having someone act out and you felt demeaned and you exploded, leaving that whole path in destruction? Let's become aware of our thinking. Sometimes we can call it stinking thinking, right? And get our peace back. And this is what I want you to do. Our actions and behaviors always start with a thought. And so it doesn't start with a trigger and then an emotion. It starts with the way we think about it. Thought fact number 1. Are they real? Are these real reasons to believe your negative thoughts? Take care at this step to be objective as possible, neither skipping over any available evidence nor filtering through negative lenses. In my case, I made the classic thinking error of believing I was a mind reader. And here's a description: assuming you know what someone else is thinking. Have you done that? Example, my wife probably thought I was incompetent and it was my fault for mixing up the dishes. She probably was upset because she was trying to cop out of her own mistakes. Oops, I think I went there. There's probably another reason. A lot of times what we tend to do is we tend to make these assumptions, and this is what gets us into trouble. Thought fact number 2. Look for evidence that does not support your thoughts. Is there anything that your thoughts ignores? For example, in my case, I should have understood my wife was tired, and this was a time she needed to decompress. My wife being upset wasn't about me. It was actually about the need for her to take some personal time, and that was her personal place, and I needed to respect it. Instead of taking it as a slight, I could have said, I understand, and taken it as a blessing that she possibly wanted me to rest. Thought fact number 3. Look for possible errors in your thinking. Compare your banked up positive thinking with the erroneous thinking that just occurred. It's important to reflect on what's going on right away and make it positive. Start your morning by doing this. It actually counteracts the weeds that pop up during the day. For example, I had an amazing day at school with my students. My family loves me. We're close to Christmas holidays, my favorite holiday. I had an amazing community outreach with my wife by my side, making a difference and giving gifts to a lot of children that were needing. However, in this moment in time, I was upset that my wife wanted to finish cleaning the kitchen without me. But I want you to compare this ratio 3-to-1. Which one wins? It should be the positive one. Ask yourself whether your thoughts mean what you've assumed. Even if it's true, is it as bad as it seems? Then what I want you to do is write those errors down. This will allow you to become more aware of any future negative thoughts. So now we're going to look at fact number 4. So fact number 4, identify a more accurate and helpful way of seeing the situation. Modify your initial thoughts to make it more consistent with reality. My wife was just tired and we had an amazing day. She needs to decompress and she also needs me to rest. Come up with thoughts that support the facts and not self-righteous or self-affirming thoughts, which can be actually rebuttals to this automatic thinking. For example, a statement like, "What man does what I do justifies me," or "She'll never find another Mr. Clean." All it does is feed negativity. So flip it, showing this one. Show compassion and consideration. Look at the needs of the other individual, the other person. Find out in light of the situation where are their needs at. Simply follow this and write these alternative ways of thinking down. So take the opportunity to look at your negative thoughts, write those down first, and then really check to see if they're real or not. Thought fact number 5, notice and record any effects of the new thought on your feelings and behaviors. Count your small wins and record them in a journal. You'll start experiencing a change in your feelings and in your mood. Take notes of the thoughts you're aware of. Be honest, be kind to yourself, even if you don't notice any immediate improvement. It'll be valuable to know what works for you and what doesn't. So these are some visual cues. I want you to kind of look at this graph. So here's the visual example, okay? This is going to help you. The first thing you start off with is with an event. So my event was cleaning dishes and having that rejection. Then there's a thought. I must be incompetent. Now here's where the emotions kick in. I was upset and I was angry. Now there's a behavior. What did I do? I stormed out of the kitchen and went to bed early. Now I encourage you to practice and get out a journal and write down the thought facts as well. And so what I'll do is in the description, I'll go ahead and put a link there that'll help you out. You can actually download it. I hope this has been a help. Again, I encourage you, if you could subscribe. I'm trying to put out as much content as possible, and I just want to make a difference. And so I'm so happy that you're part of the Life Coach team. If you're not, I hope that you can join and subscribe. And like I said, we are changing for the good. God bless.